Hello, my name is Dovi Weiss. I'm the CPO, the Chief Pedagogical Officer of TimetoKnow, and I'm informing in Formula.
Thanks so much for joining us. So, tell us a little bit about Time to Know. I understand that your goal is to try and revolutionize the global education system through technology. Tell us how you plan to do it.
Okay, we are trying actually to solve the classroom problem. We would like to say that the classroom machine is broken. The classroom are not working well. A typical teacher who is trying to address his needs or her needs is actually meeting three bugs. First of all, it's really hard to address the variance. Kids are so different, but the way they are teaching it's standardized. So that's the first bug. The second bug is the engagement. It's really so hard to create a real engagement by using chalk and talk and drill and kill. Outside the classroom, kids are using digital devices and everything is so interactive. And going into the class is like going to 100 years back. So that's the second bug. And the third bug is the feedback. A typical teacher, it's really hard for the teacher to receive information about what's going on with the students. So we are trying to solve this problem, which is the educational system problem, actually by combining three elements. One-to-one environment, that's the infrastructure, plus operating system for school, kind of Windows for teacher. We are calling it a digital teaching platform. That's kind of a software that helps a teacher to conduct a lesson, to plan a lesson, and to receive some reports about what's going on. And the third element is a digital core curriculum. This actually covers the standards that are needed by the Ministry of Education and by the states. And for the first time, it's not a supplemental. The digital content is not partial supplemental. It's part of the whole life of the classroom processes. So combining the infrastructure with the digital teaching platform, with interactive core curriculum, let's create a holistic solution where computers are used in a natural and very powerful way, helping teachers to do teaching, learning, and assessment.
It sounds great. A lot of people have tried to do this without success. What makes you think that this will be different?
Until 2005 or something, educational technology, they were trying to use educational technology in a way that the computer is trying to automatically teach kids. The Americans are calling it teacher in a box. It is called tutorial. The idea was that the kid will sit in front of a computer with headphones and the computer will teach him automatically. But we know that computers cannot teach. They can be great devices to create motivation, to do some visualization, but not teaching. Only teachers can teach. So we came with the concept of partnership between teacher and technology. We came with the concept of partnership between teacher and technology. The teacher will teach, but he will use the technological environment in order to combine them together and make it more effective. So it's actually not teacher in a box. We took the teacher out of the box and put it on the stage. And actually the best metaphor for the teacher is teacher as a conductor. It's kind of a pedagogical symphony using technological instruments.
Okay, so if I understand correctly, there is another incentive for schools to use the software, and that is that everyone knows in this economic crisis that governments are strapped, schools are strapped. Your technology helps them save money. How?
Okay, first of all, the size of a classroom. Okay, we know that now we are very sensitive to the size of a classroom, but with our system, you can add more kids. Even one kid, one student that you add to the classroom, then it pays the price of the system. So that's from this aspect, but there is another aspect. When the output of all the education process is really meeting the needs of a modern industry, so then the whole GDP, the industries, the high-tech industries, they are going to actually get the proper people that can work. Now they're investing billions of dollars, and the outcome of all these long process, 12 years or even more, they are not ready to do the 21st century task. So that's also saving money. Now we can think about also another aspect of it, the accountability. Now all the teaching and learning and assessment is done without data. Using our system, everything will be data driven.
Mm-hmm.
So all the decisions can be made very efficiently by using data because the system is collecting data.
Right. And so you've already sold some governments and some schools on your technology and your concept. Can you tell us about who's using it now?
Right now, we started first of all in Israel, and in Israel it's the third year. It's now working in 15 schools, and next year it's going to be at about something between 50 and 100 schools, and also the government is actually declared that they are going um, to implement a national 3 years plan to implement infrastructure around the country, and also to use our system as part of the solution in order to create Israel a very computerized country in terms of the educational system. But there are also some cities and some municipalities that are using our system, and so that's in Israel. And we sold it in Texas
Okay.
and also in New York City. And in New York City, it's very interesting. We sold it, but we are also part of a very interesting project that is done by the iZone in New York City. That's the innovation zone. There is a very interesting project that is trying to design the school of the future. And there is a project there that they are trying some new models, and we were chosen to be one of the models that they are implementing and testing in order to see if it's going to be part of their future.
That's quite an honor. Now, that's not the only honor that's been bestowed upon you. You've also won a major prize in Israel as well.
That's right. Actually, there was the presidential conference 2009 that was led by our president Shimon Peres, who is a great innovator and thinking about the future. And and the committee actually chose only 6 companies from all the companies around the country that actually were chosen to represent the potential to create a better future, and we were chosen to be one of the 6 companies and the only one in the education industry that we have the potential to create a better future. So that's great.
I'm sure that that honor was bestowed not only because you have good technology, but also because of the people behind the company. So can you tell us quickly a little bit about yourself and your co-founder?
Actually, we are 300 people, and it's a very unique company because we are actually combining 3 groups here. We have a professional group of pedagogical people, a very professional group of creative people from the multimedia business, and also very talented people from the technological and software industry, and combining the pedagogy creative and software creative, very unique synergy that can enable us to create this innovative environment. The founder of TimetoKnow is Mr. Shmuel Meitar, who was the founder of MDocs, the worldwide leading company in the billing industry. That this company was creating the first holistic solution for the billing industry, and we would like now to be the first one to create the first holistic solution in the education industry. And about myself, I'm coming from educational technology background. Worked more than 15 years creating some very interesting environment, and then went to do my PhD in math education, and also went to Mendel School for Educational Leadership. And combining these two, I was lucky to meet Shmuel Mitar, and with some other great people like Molly Globus, who is the founder also of TimetoKnow, and Arik Ifat, and Paz Littman, and all together we started the company trying to create a better world.
That's